Hello, good afternoon. Michael Wynn, Chief Digital Officer of Digital Ops, Division of RB Oppenheim Associates, based in Tallahassee, Florida. I want to start off by asking you a question. Do you want to see your digital brand explode with mass attention? If you aren't using the AIM and action method, you are losing in 2019. So what are we talking about? We're talking about, let's unpack this. I'm going to share with you lessons learned from over 150 digital projects over the last 10 years and what works best in 2019. And if you want to amplify your digital brand, you want to make sure if you want to grow it now, this is for you. So what I just did is sort of unpack this idea of what does AIM and action really mean. So the first thing that I talked about when I opened up, I wanted to use the AIM as the letter A, the letter I, the letter M. So letter A stands for attention. You've got to think creatively about how to garner attention from those who you want to reach. And in order to do that, you really need to kind of unpack and reverse engineer what is of interest and what can garner the attention of your readers, listeners, potential clients, current clients. You've got to really think about. Obviously, for me, for those of you who are listening to the video podcast session today, the reason why you tune in is because you want to hear about digital strategies and tactics to help elevate your brand and garner more attention, and at the end of the day, grow your business. So obviously that's going to get your attention. If I told you that, hey, do you want to see your brand explode with mass attention on digital? Yeah, you got my interest. I'd like to know. The second part is to get you interested in. The fact that I unpacked it with the idea of I'm going to share with you lessons learned from over 150 different digital projects that range from websites to digital campaigns over the last 10 years and what's working in 2019. Now I've gone from, okay, you got my attention. Now I'm interested. And then the third piece, which is the M, is what is your motive? Well, I think your motive is, do you want to see your brand, your digital brand elevated? Do you want to amplify your digital brand? Do you want to see it get more attention, followers, likes, more customers, business growth through digital? Then this is for you. So that's the AIM, right? Attention, interest, motive. And then the last piece is the action, right? So the action is, let's get started. That's what we're doing right now. But for you, it might be something different. And we'll talk about what are the 3 C's when it comes to action. So let's circle back around when we talk about unpacking or thinking about your creative. Yesterday on the podcast, we talked about going to the 7 undiscovered or underutilized or overlooked areas to find consumer insight. We talked about that yesterday. So when we really dive into that, I mean, how much time do you spend reading comments on social, digital, from people related to your product and service, your competitor product or services, or your industry at a whole? I guarantee you the more you do of that, the more you read and observe of what people are saying in comments, across these platforms when it comes to your own product, services, your competitors in your industry, you're going to really start to understand how to frame what I grew up sort of learning in my sales and marketing background as that feature benefit story. You got to get really good at telling that feature benefit story. And a lot of times telling that feature benefit story is really understanding, for your clients or for your potential customers, what is the actual benefit? What's my benefit? How do I, interpret and think about it? So, let's think about it. Like, let's say you were an organizational coach, just whatever. So the features or the things that you would help clients do is you'd help them come up with to-do list. You'd help them plan their workday. You'd help them prioritize their task. A simple setup guide. Maybe you would package it in, they can cancel their service anytime. You could offer, multifamily support or multiple support for people in your family. And you could give them updates on how they're going. So all of those would be features of the business that you give. But if we turn it around and think about the benefit, so if my feature is I'm going to give you to-do list, I would turn around that messaging and say, let me show you how to get more done every day. Oh yes, that's what I want. That's the benefit to me. If I'm thinking about, how to plan your work day, then I might come out with, let me show you how to hit your goals without stressing out. Oh yes, definitely. We've talked about anger, stress, frustration, and all, and how that makes us do things on the web. So yeah, if you can tell me, let me show you how you can hit your goals without stress, right? And that connects with the feature of what you provide. That's great. I said you might provide helping prioritize important tasks. Well, maybe you rephrase that and say, let's focus on what matters most, right? Oh man, that is so simple. It really boils it down to something that I can get my, sink my teeth into. If you tell me that you have a simple startup process or that the process is simple, but yet you frame it as start saving time today. Oh yes, I want to make better use of my time. Love that. And then if you have the option for them to cancel, but maybe you phrase it as no commitment, right? Oh my gosh, how many people are mortified of commitment? And then how we talked about, multiple people in your family. So maybe it's get more out of your family or get more out of your coworkers or get more out of your team. Again, you're phrasing it in a way that it's a benefit, and you're addressing, you're phrasing the services and products that you have, the features of it, but you're framing it in a way that really speaks to the benefit instead of coming across as, here's all the great things that our products do, right? You're framing it in, here's the value, here's what you're going to save, here's how you're going to get more done, here's how you're going to stress less, here's how you're going to save time, here's how you're going to get out of your team. And the status updates, if you're going to give them progress reports, you frame that as stay on track. So all of these, I think, really kind of help to tell the story of the feature benefit. And then so that's the content where you're really sort of thinking about how to tell that story through visuals and text and blog posts and emails, where you're using that feature benefit storytelling method. And then lastly, when it comes to action, use the 3 C's, right? I mean, that's really what it boils down to. You either want me to call you want me to come by, or you want me to click. There's the 3 C's, guys. It's really simple. Call, come by, or click. But here's the thing. You got to make sure that you have a great ironclad process for when they take that action. So, if you need a call tracking number so that you can better organize and have a methodology and a process when someone calls in, get it. When someone calls in, make sure you have a greeting process and a flow for where they're going to go through in your physical location. And then, of course, when they click, make sure that the landing page that they land on is relevant, optimized, and ready for them. So guys, that's what we're talking about today. When you want to see your digital brand explode with mass attention, you have to use the A.I.M Action method in order to gain traction in 2019. Those are the tips that I wanted to share with you today. Hope you found great value in it. My name is Michael Wynn. I am the Chief Digital Officer at Digital Ops, a division of R.B. Oppenheim Associates, and we'll see you tomorrow.